political manipulation in the Indian context. Sophie, you've alleged that Facebook acted in a partisan manner, favoring the takedown of some fake accounts but not others.
I did work on several cases of inauthentic activity in India, which have been reported on. The activity I found was across this political spectrum. I received permission to take it down and we took down 4 out of 5 networks. But the 5th one, at the last moment, right before we were going to take it down, we realized that it was tied to a BJP politician, a member of the Lok Sabha. And so as soon as they realized that, I could not get an answer from anyone on what's going to be done with this network of fake accounts. Personally, I urged that we should take down the fake accounts and leave the MP and the politician alone, because I knew it would be very difficult to persuade the Facebook leadership to take any action. With that said, they were not even willing to take action against the fake accounts. And so ultimately this creates a very perverse incentive. Imagine a situation in which in India, if someone robs a bank, hopefully the police will catch them very quickly. But suppose that a member of parliament robs a bank without wearing a mask, with their identity in full display, and the police take a year to decide what to do with them, and decide to ignore the case because it's too difficult to arrest a member of parliament or something. That is essentially what happened on Facebook.
Okay. Well, let me just, for the benefit of our viewers, try and simplify this. So explain to our viewers, Sophie, the chronology of events. You found a network of fake accounts, you identified them, you pinpointed them, and you reported them to your superiors at Facebook. But Facebook took selective action. There were certain accounts that were taken down, but those linked to a BJP MP were not taken down?
So I'm going to be very precise about my description here, so that you can understand fully for yourself. I found 4 separate networks of fake accounts acting in Indian politics in the fall of 2019. 2 of these were supporting the BJP, 2 of them were supporting the INC. The app network that I mentioned came later, that was the 5th. In December of 2019, I succeeded in getting people to look at it. They very quickly agreed that it was bad. They very quickly agreed that we should take down all 4 networks that I found. We took down 3 of the networks, 2 INC and 1 BJP networks, and we were about to take down the last network, when suddenly they stopped it because they realized that this 4th network was personally run by a BJP politician. And that was the network that I was unable to do anything about. This was in December of 2019. So in January of 2020, I discovered a network of perhaps 1,000 accounts that were being used to spread pro-app political messages in the lead up to the Delhi elections. These accounts were specifically falsely portraying themselves as BJP supporters who had voted for Modi and was choosing to support app in the Delhi elections for the apparent purpose of winning over other BJP supporters, if that makes sense. And so I was able to have these fake accounts, the 5th network, taken down by the end of January. I believe the Delhi elections was in February. I don't remember precisely. And so I want to be very clear that in the other 4 cases, there was no direct evidence of who was behind them. Although the situation was certainly suspicious,
right,
we can't say for certain who was behind them, if the app was responsible, if INC was responsible, if BJP was responsible,
right,
etc. The only case in which we knew who was responsible was the BJP politician case that I was not able to take down.
Okay.
Messages and they don't respond, perhaps they didn't see it, but if you're in the conversation with someone else discussing a different matter and they're happily responding to you on that matter, and you bring up a separate topic and they refuse to engage on this topic,
right,
and go back to the other topic, at that point it begins to become very suspicious. My personal guess is that no one wanted to directly say no because they knew that this would look very bad, and they wanted to give themselves very implausible deniability. because I was continuously raising the issue and they never got even an acknowledgement. For instance, when I was working on the Delhi election case, the pro-app network in the Delhi elections, I would repeatedly bring up the BJP politician case. I would say, okay, while we're acting on the Delhi election, on this pro-app network, should we do anything about this pro-BJP network run by a BJP politician that I identified? If we don't, we open ourselves up to accusations that we are playing favorites, that we take down a pro-app network but don't take down a pro-BJP network. It quickly became clear to me that there was something very unusual going on.
Right. Well,
but of course, because no one acknowledged it, the company retains implausible deniability.